mind you can't control.
Let's go.
Running wild, can't calm down. My head is in the clouds. Gotta keep this feeling, keep on breathing, even if we're slipping away. So I close my eyes and lose myself now. Do it like it's only today. We got a party for a lifetime. No, we ain't stopping for the sunrise. No, we don't care about the bad nights. For a second I can feel like this. Make me feel like this. We got a party for a lifetime. Oh, we ain't stopping for the sunrise. No, we don't care about the bad nights. For a second I can feel like this. Make me feel like this.
Ready to slow it down a little bit?
I'm on my last straw. I'm broken and I'm woken up. I'm done feeding your lies. I've had enough. I can't run your place in this faulty game. And all the words you speak mean nothing more to me. 'Cause let's start over now. Rewind. And I won't let you go. I need you by my side.
Yes, he was.
Let's take it slow. Where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. Let's take it slow. you don't know how. You say we're taking on water, yeah, we're sinking now. You're looking all concerned, like we're gonna drown. But we both know how to swim, no worries as we'll fall now. Let's take it slow, where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow, who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. Let's take it slow. I drag you out your mind, and there are days I hate you, but baby, you're still mine. And then we have the best times, no matter what we do. And even when we don't, there's nobody I'd rather choose. Let's take it slow, where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Slow, who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. Let's take it slow, where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow, who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me.
Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Good to see you all. Today is September 18th, 2024. It is 7:05 p.m. on the East Coast of the United States. Bonjour. Susie Spears, I haven't seen you since 1976. Where have you been? I literally haven't seen you since back in 76. How have you been, girl? Good to see you. Come on in. The water's fun. Anyway, East Coast. Yes, honey. Yes. All right. Good to see you all. Thank you so much for joining me. Really do appreciate it. Talking about Sebastian Rogers. Yes, they did find that guy in Kentucky. They found him deceased. They found him with buzzards going over him. Couple there found him while they were live. And she zoomed right in on it. That was crazy. It was crazy. So yeah, it's he's been there a minute. He's been there. He wasn't going anywhere. I don't know if he died by some other reason or himself, and just don't know really. Anyway, I'm a little bit later than I normally am. I apologize. I did have another live earlier today. I had to get off really quickly because of work, and all that. So I'm back. Thank you all really for joining me. Really do appreciate you. Going to be talking about the Sebastian Rogers case. It's been crazy. You guys know that. Um, the little couple. Oh, really? Maxine, that's interesting. I really didn't follow that case, to be honest with you. Justin, to the office, please. Justin, to the office. Let me send myself. Where is the office button? Dang, I don't even know where my office button is. Where am I? Where is it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it? There we go. Justin, to the office, please. Justin, to the office. Exactly, Lou. I'm gonna send myself. Thank you, Southern Born. Appreciate you, my dear. Um, thank you, Beth Ann. Thank you, my dear. So what we're going to be speaking about is the Sebastian Rogers case, who has been missing since February uh the 25th, 26th. I would say the 20s. I personally think the 25th, but the FBI and all of them says the 26th. For whatever their reasons is, right? This morning, on our friends over at Mr. E's Crimecast, they had Dog the Bounty Hunter's attorney on, also with Nick's attorney, Seth's attorney, Tony's attorney, all, they're kind of under one umbrella there. That was a really good show. If you haven't seen it, I suggest watching it. Um, of course, I know where the office is, Nancy. 2 doors down on the left. Come on, you know that. You know that, Nancy. Come on. Thank you, Mona. We have 2 brown-eyed girls now, or name changed. I think there's I don't know. I think one is uh brown. Is it like brown, BRWN eyed girl? Yes. Yeah, and I appreciated he explained it out exactly. There's a lot of nastiness. There's a lot of nastiness going on, right? Um Everyone's making it very personal toward each other, and it's just sad. Really, it's just sad. Yes, please hit that thumbs up button yet if you haven't. Would greatly appreciate it. So I was looking through some stuff earlier, and I found a podcast with Dog the Bounty Hunter being asked about the Sebastian Rogers case back in April 16th of this year. And you know who this podcast is from. Of course, it's from Lauren Conlin. She is seen on Nancy Grace and other shows before, right here. He speaks briefly about Sebastian Rogers, uh, and I want to play a little bit of it. But first, what I want to do, um, there's, you know, Dog the Bounty Hunter, Nancy Grace, they have been in true crime, if you will. Uh, One is she was a prosecutor. And Dog, he's been on both sides of the bars, right? Many years ago, but he has arrested, him and his team has arrested over 10,000 fugitives. They've seen it all, he's been doing this. This is like literally all he knows is finding people. Over 40 years. JD, I don't know, I don't know. I've had a lot of people ask me, why didn't Dog get in with Summer? I don't know. I don't know. Um, s- you know, uh, it's never too late, really. You know what I mean? She is well spoken and light and fun. Yeah, Lauren. I like Lauren a lot too, as well. And I was thinking just about what Mr. Foot said to Nancy Grace, and then she talks about it later with Seth after Seth had already done his polygraph. Can you imagine if Seth said, name the time and place to Nancy and him not take that lie detector test? Can you imagine? Oh, Lord, what would they do? What would they do? What would the other people do? Right? I can't imagine. I really can't imagine. And so, what Nancy says, we're going to look at the first part where he says, name the time and place. But then what we're going, I actually hadn't seen it until just a little bit ago. And I was like, oh, I'm glad she said that because I've said that a lot. So we'll get to it in just a moment. They would be worth, oh my God, Donnie, it would just be crazy. I mean, they're just literally making up stuff about uh Seth. It's just unbelievable. But hopefully things will tone down and people will stop saying things like, you know, uh those were Sebastian's pants and you know all of that. And again, to date, nothing has been found of Sebastian, Dwayne, Drake, Rogers. Nothing. Zero, zilch, nada. Right? So there's that. So I do want to show you a few things here because I find it so interesting because I really believe that if this would have been Seth, oy vey, it wouldn't have went well. Now, we've seen this, but I just want to refresh you. Just want to refresh you in this little piece. And then we're going to go over to something else. And then we're going to go to that Lauren thing. And it'll all tie in together. So just hang tight. Hang tight.
No, ma'am. You can actually walk either the main road or the subdivision. So the construction site is a sub.
Barefoot, there would definitely have been a scent trail.
Hold on.
Construction site is.
1 second. Okay, yeah, it is this one. Okay.
Back to you.
Maybe I need to
Likely
go
with
back.
people he doesn't know. If in fact,
1 second.
again,
I had it
what
pulled up.
exactly have you been doing on the search?
Stripes and the long sleeve black.
Tell me what you have been, a dog
Let's
or a
see.
scent dog. Other than you, Miss Proudfoot, who is the last person that saw or heard Sebastian?
I apologize, guys.
Have you checked his social media?
He doesn't have social media.
Have you checked
Okay,
his
it's
phone?
up here. I'm pretty sure.
Sebastian alive the Sunday before he went missing.
Before coming home.
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am. They brought in both cadaver and tracking dogs.
The reason that I believe he was still with us.
That's what he wore when he went to bed.
Yes, ma'am.
Joining us right now, in addition to Katie Proudfoot and Chris Proudfoot, the bio mom and stepdad of Sebastian. So he would have had to leave the house undetected by Katie and walk all the way to that retention pond. Did the dogs follow the trail a half a mile?
Yes, ma'am.
He says a certain number of dogs right there. Oh my God. A certain number of dogs. He says 3 dogs. No way. I think it was 2 in my opinion. Hold on, guys. I'm sorry. I
My
had it
stress
there.
time, he would remember it. But yes, I have taught
Okay.
him my phone number.
Was he?
Strangers, they do tend to.
Had you used any type of drug at all, even OTC, over the counter?
No, ma'am.
And you had no argument with Sebastian that night?
Okay, it's coming up here.
No, ma'am.
I'm pretty sure.
You stated you put the dogs away into a crate before you went to bed.
Let me tell you something. Nancy is such an excellent interviewer. She is so good. She is so thorough. You can tell this woman has been questioning people on the stand for years. She, yes, no, is what she says. To Mr. Proudfoot, to Mr. Proudfoot, to Mr. Proudfoot. I'm like, go Nana, go Nancy. Ingle Rose, thank you so very much, my darling. Thank you so much. We really do appreciate it, my guys. Oh, I'm gonna clip that part. To Mr. Proudfoot, to Mr. Proudfoot, to Mr. Proudfoot. I love Nancy so much, to be honest with you. I want to do a Halloween costume as Nancy. I mean, we could, if I do my makeup a little bit lighter, we could look like we're related.
Is the crate located near the exit, near a door?
No, ma'am.
Would the dogs have barked if there had been an intruder
This
or
is-
if Sebastian had left?
The dogs don't typically bark at me and Sebastian because they're used to us. Even if we get up, we come around, they don't typically bark. Strangers, they do tend to bark, at least for a minute or two to get attention. But no, ma'am, they don't typically bark at Sebastian and myself. Or
It's very interesting. I think I could pull off a good Nancy Grace, to be honest with you. It's very interesting here because she asked, what do you think happened to Sebastian? And Katie says she thinks, someone took him because they didn't find him outside of the search radius, the 5 mile, or they didn't find him inside the search mile, the 5 mile radius. But Nancy's asking here, would the dogs bark? Right? Would the dogs bark if someone, was going to do that, come in there? And she's like, not if it's just me and him. So she's kind of stating that it was just her.
Bat or
Guys, I'm gonna have
chime or anything on your doors that would alert you to the door opening?
no, ma'am.
I didn't realize. I just didn't realize that. I catch shit all the time. I cannot believe, in my opinion, you don't even have a damn bell on your door. And I mean not a chime bell. I mean a jingle bell. You work for Brinks and you don't even got a jingle bell? What? Convenient. Your dogs is a jingle bell. Your dogs are a jingle bell, right? They bark, whether it's you or not. Somebody opens that door, knocks on that door, right? Stephanie looking dapper this evening. Well, thank you, Stephanie. Thank you, darling. Thank you for 3 months as well. Appreciate you. I think she could. It's basic for families with kids who have to have special needs. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. When my little ones were little, my house was like Fort Knox. I'm not even joking you. I had it. We have several doors in my house, and I had it to where, like, when they was at that age where they could unlock the door, you had it, the top where you could lock it. We also had chimes. And I bought these metal things you put like around a doorknob, and it'll go wee, 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 like it'll make a sound if you even touch the doorknob. Yep. And of course we have cameras and all that, but yeah. Well, what did that say? Not a camera anywhere. I think CP is too controlling not to have a camera in every room in his home. Yeah. Maybe I'm just going to have to pull the transcript. I swear I just knew where it was. Bear with me 1 second. Let me just pull this transcript. And I'll find the timestamp in 2 seconds. Bear with me, y'all. I apologize, as I am just trying to find this timestamp because I had it just a second ago. All right, find. What am I looking for? Lie. Okay. Maybe detector. Okay, we'll just do polygraph. How about that? I have not been willing. If I've volunteered family, no. Okay, so we got one at 7:55, and we got one at 56:33. 7:55 and 56:33 is when they come up. Okay. Sorry, guys. All right, I found it. Here we go.
Yeah.
Okay. Have the two of you taken a polygraph?
I have.
I have not.
Would you be willing to?
I've offered and volunteered on many occasions to take a polygraph, and I was told directly by law enforcement because of my whereabouts, I did not need one.
I understand. Miss Proudfoot, did you pass your polygraph?
Look at this smirk. She will. Look at that. Smirk. Do you now let's think about this a moment. Let's think about this because we're going to get to a couple things here. Do you actually think he would have said semantics on his first interview? Come on, guys, let's be real. Would he have said Past. The answer is past. Did you take a lie detector test? The answer is past. Come on. Survey says nope. You would not have used semantics. He would have said exactly what he said right there. I've offered to take one. Didn't need to. Right? That's what he would have said. He said it for this interview, though. Now, if that is true, he would have asked that the first time, in my opinion. But he says, I asked, I don't need to take one based upon where I was. Nancy waits a little bit. In fact, almost the entire interview. And you're going to hear what he says. He says, of course, Nancy. Of course. Nancy, you named the time and place. Name that time and place. Nancy. Nancy names that time and place. I'm going to show it to you all here. In a different interview in just a moment. And what he tells Nancy is something I have told you. I have never heard anyone say that, such as law enforcement. Nancy, being a prosecutor, has never heard that. She will tell you that. And if you didn't need it then, you don't need it now. Listen to this.
I did.
Those questions out of the way. Was Faith in the home when Sebastian went missing?
No, ma'am.
Does anyone else have a key to your home beside your immediate family?
I'm just going to pass this at one
Miss
more
Proudfoot,
second.
did you pass
1 second.
a polygraph?
So I don't talk through it all.
A burglar alarm?
No, ma'am.
Do you have a Ring doorbell cam?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Have the two of you taken a polygraph?
I have.
I have not.
Would you be willing to?
I've offered and volunteered on many occasions to take a polygraph, and I was told directly by law enforcement because of my whereabouts, I did not need one.
I understand.
Okay. So we got it there, right? We got that one there. Hit the thumbs up for me, guys. Hit the thumbs up. All right. Now, you heard that. All right. Now I want to play something else for you, which is really interesting, if you ask me. Right? Okay. Credit still goes to the one and the only Nancy Grace.
Put them in a bag and bring them in. And that's what they did. They took pictures around the area to show where they were laying and how they were laying on the street. So they would have some type of regular.
By the way, people have been saying that Seth is. Someone told me this, I think yesterday. They asked me, they said, Justin, has Seth given up his rights on Sebastian to make a movie. Do you know how insulting that is? Giving up his rights for a stupid movie? Let me tell you, clearly, 1000% no. And if you hear that, please correct that at all. As if Seth cares about a movie, right? He's living in a freaking nightmare right now. He's living in a nightmare. And saying, oh, that must be how he's paying dog. That is terrible. Right? Everyone's like, well, how is he getting all of this attorneys and Dog the Bounty Hunter and stuff? Well, there's some really good-hearted people out there that sees what has been happening. Okay? Sees what's been happening. And someone said it earlier. I think it was in Mr. E's chat. Right now, he has virtually, now that Dog and this attorney and all of it, he has virtually unlimited resources. Right? This attorney, he's won awards. Top attorney, I don't know if it was in Pennsylvania or whatever. But that made my heart like hurt hearing that. Yes, Trishy, it is. It sure is. All right. So listen to this.
On where they were placed or left at, or however they needed, and they brought them into our volunteers.
View Sebastian's neighborhood. Of course, we're talking about an area that has hills, some mountains.
Weren't scratched. There was no scuff marks on the outside of them.
Find out, are these really Sebastian's glass?
And so in turn, I think more people, more organizations stepped up to help.
Right.
And this shows you right here. This is not what I'm talking about, but it's right after this. This is United Cajun Navy. Uvalde. They all left because they were all getting threats and increasing security concerns. March 29th, right? Sebastian hadn't been missing a month and there's already getting threats. Can you imagine the way it is now? Search for Sebastian Rogers has been cut off due to increasing security concerns. The decision was not taken lightly as made with the safety of all volunteers in mind. This does not mean the search is over, end quote.
Sorry, go ahead.
So bottom line, we don't know. Maybe the glasses, maybe the fact the Cajun Army, the Cajun Navy is stepping back, but we know the search is happening right now, and we know where the search is. It's an area that has already been searched, which I find very, very intriguing. Mm-hmm. Why are they researching a particular area? Guys, in addition to Lauren Conlin and Seth Rogers, joining us is Dave Mack,
Listen to this.
crimeonline.com investigative reporter, who has also been on the disappearance of Sebastian Rogers from the very, very beginning. Dave Mack, let me just say at the outset, recently, the stepfather,
Listen.
Mr. Proudfoot,
Listen.
stated that he would take a polygraph if we set it up.
Now, I want you to listen to Nancy here, okay? Listen to her. We just heard to Mr. Proudfoot, Proudfoot. He said, name the time and place. Now, listen to what Nancy says. Remember, this is not her first rodeo. And she says it right here, like I've said it. And also, they did not tell Seth that he could not take a polygraph anywhere else. It doesn't matter where you take a polygraph, if it's related to this or it's related to something else, because they don't hold up in court anyway. It is just a tool that they use. So they don't care.
As a matter of fact, take a listen to this. Have the two of you
Thank you,
taken a
Ann.
polygraph?
Listen.
I have.
I have not.
Would you be willing to?
I've offered and volunteered on many occasions to take a polygraph, and I was told directly by law enforcement because of my whereabouts. I was told.
Hold on. Listen to this.
I have not.
Listen to this. 1 second.
I have.
I have not.
Would you be willing to?
Now, this is the thing. Nancy says, would you be willing to? He doesn't answer that. This is what he says. I've offered, but you're not going to get that's not enough for Nancy, right? Nancy knows how to play. She knows how to play in the sandbox, right? She says, will you be willing to?
I have not.
Would
What?
you be willing to?
I've offered and volunteered on many occasions to take a polygraph, and I was told.
I've offered and asked to take a polygraph and told. And watch, this is what Nancy's doing. All right, let's get it. All right, because I'm getting ready to ask you something.
I've offered and volunteered on many occasions to take a polygraph, and I was told directly by law enforcement because of my whereabouts, I did not need one.
I understand. Ms. Proudfoot, did you pass your polygraph?
I did.
Okay, now listen to this. He says, I've offered and volunteered on many occasions to take a polygraph. I was told directly by law enforcement, but because of my whereabouts, I did not need one. Listen to more. And Mr. Proudfoot, you have volunteered to take a poly?
Yes, ma'am.
Listen here, cool cats and kittens.
You have volunteered to take a poly?
Yes, ma'am.
Mhm.
If I were to set up a poly for you, would you take it?
Now, there you go. He completely avoided the question. Yes, he completely avoided the question. If I were to set one up for you, it's harder to say no, right? And if you say no, people are going to be like, well, what's going on here? Ooh, you said no, right? You have every right to say no, just to put it out there. And that cannot be held against you. Can't. But it looks different on television, right? Looks different. Now watch. You're telling Nancy Grace no. If you would say no, he didn't say no though. But listen,
To take a poly?
Yes, ma'am.
If I were to set up a poly for you, would you take it?
Name the place and time, ma'am. I'll be there.
Well, we did. We did that. We set up a polygrapher, a very well-respected polygrapher, a place and a time. Mr. Proudfoot tells us that he has been instructed by the TBI not to be on with us today and ask for help finding his son, his stepson, and not to take a polygraph. I've never heard of that. I always loved it when witnesses, targets, or defendants, anybody would take a polygraph. If I want my own polygraph, I will get one. Anybody would take a polygraph. If I want my own polygraph, I will get one as an assistant district attorney. So I find that very curious that he would be dissuaded from asking for the help from the public as we see a volunteer search launching right now with law enforcement, and not to take a polygraph.
that's right. That's right. Can we give Nancy a round of applause right there, because that's good work, Nancy. Yes, yes. Why would you volunteer? Now let's think about this. Why would you volunteer for the TBI? And they said, no, Mr. Foote, we don't need you. These are his words. We don't need you to take a polygraph because we knew where you were. And Nancy says, oh, okay. Well, would you be willing to take that polygraph? Okay, Jude. Would you be willing to take that polygraph if I set that up for you? No fee to you, right? No fee. Name the time and place. Mr. Foote says, name the time and place. Nancy names that time and place. And this is what I call his home base. His home base. Because when he, in my opinion, he doesn't want to answer it, he puts it off on as part of the investigation, right? Such as, why are the police looking into Saturday and Sunday? Well, that's another thing I have been dictated not to talk about. Why can't you speak about weeks you were not home? That is something law enforcement has told me that I can't speak as part of the investigation. Right. That's not a difficult question. And this is the thing. Weeks and days and weeks prior to Sebastian going missing, for him walking out the door, which there's no evidence, tells me, in my opinion, that he doesn't want to answer that, in my opinion. That's what I feel. Because I don't think it has anything to do with I definitely don't think, in my opinion, the TBI told him that. First of all, they don't give out, they're not advisors. They take information. They don't give you counsel on things like that. The only way you would not want to speak about that is it has something to do with some sort of investigation, in my opinion, allegedly. Okay? Right. Right, Pale Rider. So we get back to this polygraph. Name the time and place. She did. A very, 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 very respected polygrapher who was in, maybe still is, or I don't think he still is now, but was in the FBI in the polygraph division. And then he says, law enforcement, he tells Nancy, you just heard her, told me not to come here today. Come back to Nancy's show. Do you think for one iota of a second that they are going to say, don't do an interview and have one of the most world-renowned people in true crime to be on her show? If he's missing, I'm sure they would love for you to be on the show. Number one, you've never seen the foot act as calm or nervous, in my opinion, as he did with Nancy. Why? Because she knows her stuff. Yes, Brianna. Yes. Because let me tell you something. Either way, anytime a missing child's parent is talking, it is a win-win for the police. Anytime. Because number one, they are advocating for their child and they are getting this out into the public. So people have the awareness, right? Number two, if you're a suspect, you're speaking voluntarily, right? So it's a win-win for them. So he didn't go back. He said, TBI has told him not to come back today. And I'm sure he didn't want to explain why he didn't take that polygraph. Because if Nancy was there interviewing him one-on-one, you know she's did her research. You know she did her research. Love you too, Angel of Light. Thank you, honey. Nancy said, never heard that before, right? And Elizabeth, thank you, darling. Thank you so much for your super sticker. Really do appreciate you, my love. Mwah. Thank you, sweetie. Tugs on Heartstrings. Thank you so much for becoming a member, my dear. Welcome to the Pearl. Pearl look amazing on you, darling. Thank you so much. Y'all, please welcome Tugs on Heartstrings as our new family member. Oh, yes, Lolo. Exactly. Seth was begging TBI to give him a polygraph test, same as begging FBI to take over the case. Yes. He even said he would take that, whatever that stuff is, that the truth serum, because you would do anything to find your kid, right? You would do anything. Here, let's do it because I'm innocent, right? I'm innocent. I'll do anything to find my kid. Let's, if it can't be held against you. It can't be held against you. You could say you did it and you tell where a person is, and it cannot be held against you. Cannot be held against you.
Instructed by the TB. Well, we did. I did not need one. Listen to more. And Mr. Proudfoot, you have volunteered to take a poly?
Yes, ma'am.
If I were to set up a poly for you, would you take it?
Name the place and time, ma'am. I'll be there.
Is dog going to Stafford? I don't know. You text me. But I would say he's definitely going to go speak to the neighbors. I would say he very okay. Okay, I'll play that, Trishy. Thank you. Yeah. I know that they found the guy in Kentucky. All right. Listens to what Nancy says here.
Well, we did. We did that. We set up a polygrapher, a very well-respected polygrapher, a place and a time. Mr. Proudfoot tells us that he has been instructed by the TBI not to be on with us today and
Thank you,
ask for
Michelle.
help finding his son, his stepson,
Thank you.
and not to take a polygraph. I've never heard of that. I always loved it when witnesses, targets, or defendants, anybody would take a polygraph.
You know what? I wished could have happened? What I wished would have happened was Nancy would say, "Great producers, find a local lie detector polygrapher who does mobile polygraphs. Tell them they'll be there in 10 minutes." All right, Mr. Proudfoot, we will have that polygrapher there within the hour, and by the time we are done editing this, we'll do another piece at the very end of this, and we will be able to tell you. Boy, that would have Tim up. He would have been like, "I'm missing Nancy. Are you sure? Right? I mean, yes, butterflies. Do it right then and there. Yes, Brianna's. Yes, exactly.
If I want my own polygraph, I will get one as an assistant district attorney. So I find that very curious that he would be dissuaded from asking for the help from the public, as we see a volunteer search launching right now with law enforcement, and not to take a polygraph. Now, very curious. Dave Mack, didn't Mr. Proudfoot, Chris Proudfoot, Sebastian Rogers' stepfather, didn't he tell
Me too.
us
Listen to this.
he
Listen.
would take the polygraph anywhere, anytime? Isn't that true?
Yep. He said it. Anywhere
Okay.
you name the place, I'll be
Okay.
there.
He also told us, should I believe him or my lying ears, that he has never taken a polygraph before? Didn't he tell us that?
That's what he said. He told you that.
Okay. Dave Mack, crimeonline.com investigative reporter, did he not tell another outlet he had already taken a polygraph and passed it?
Yep, he sure did. He exact words.
Explain,
He said somebody
please.
asked.
Listen.
He did interviews. He did a number of interviews, Nancy, when and in this one particular, asked about, have you taken a polygraph? He said, somebody asked the question. This is a direct quote. Was a polygraph taken and has it been passed? Yes. I didn't specify who or when, but what I can tell you, everything has been vetted completely. Polygraphs have come back as passed. So I'm confused as in why they're all wondering if myself, my wife, and the biological father took one. Exact words. That's what he said.
And I'll be honest with you, I think they're being very generous to him there, to be quite honest with you, because there's not only that, I have messages from Facebook where he says passed. He was asked 3 times before he gave that answer. He said, and the answer is passed. Yep, passed. I didn't say who passed, but I can tell you we've all been vetted, all of that, just what he said. And yet you won't take one for Nancy. That's interesting. That's really interesting because that has never been a problem for Seth. Never been a problem for Seth. Seth said even take truth serum. When you have nothing to hide, you hide nothing. And that's right. Polygraphs can't clear or convict anyone. Why not take it? Why not take it? People who have nothing to hide nothing. Always remember that. You have people who are making excuses. Something is not, it is literally a puzzle. It is literally a puzzle. And when this piece doesn't look right and it won't fit anywhere, that's because it doesn't belong in the puzzle. Throw it out. Right? Because they will give you extra pieces that don't fit. People in true crime, if they could be a person of interest or suspicious, not saying that they are. I'm just agreeing with Nancy here. Find that very interesting. On one interview, CP told how he studied Chris Watts and how to pass. He knows how to get around the lie detector, in my opinion. Rhonda, it's very interesting. Yes. He also said it's an open book test. And it's an open book test. I don't think so, DNA. I don't think so. I don't remember seeing that. Yeah. I agree, headers. Right. It is extraordinarily easy to pass a test if you know how to do it. And all you have to do, you can do a couple things. And I would also ask, if KK did that polygraph, would they DRUG test her? And Dog is going to talk about that in this other podcast we're going to listen to in just a second, this little clip. He talked about this in March before he knew anything about Sebastian. The first time he ever heard his name. Was there a DRUG test? And when you are taking a polygraph, I have did a couple lives on how people can beat them. A lot of it has to do with your breathing. You breathe a little bit fast, and then whenever you get ready, when they start to ask you the question and you get ready to speak, you slow your breathing down. I know Mohawk, but I don't know if they did with them. I really don't. There's nothing that would surprise me in this. Number one. I hope they did. And then you slow your breathing down and you say the answer at a deeper, slower voice. Number one. Number two, you either stay really psyched up the entire time the machine is on you, even when they're not asking you questions. You have something to stress you out, or a question that you know is going to stress you out, and you keep rehearsing that in your head, or you completely zen out the entire time. Those are the main ways that you can beat a lie detector test. The thing I was reading, it didn't say anything about the test, like a DRUG test. It said they ask you if you take any DRUG, test, but I'm sure in some cases they do. But listen to this.
Okay, but Seth Rogers, this is Sebastian's dad, his bio dad. Sebastian, Seth, I don't understand that, because he told me he would take a polygraph if I set it up. I set it up. I went through a lot of hoops to get it set up. One convenient to him in the area where he says he's working. Then he wouldn't take it and blames the TBI. So now I find out he's told other outlets he's taken one and passed. Do you know the truth?
I don't. I really don't know, but I'll tell you what, I volunteered to take polygraph. I was told that I wasn't. I didn't need to, because they have my location and whereabouts, but I still volunteered. And if somebody wants me to take one, that's something on my own free will. I haven't been told by TBI that I can't take one.
That is absolutely true, Brandy and Indy. There is nothing to suggest that either one of them has taken a polygraph, because TBI has not said that they have taken a polygraph. I think Nick said something, though. He might have said something, but I'm not sure if I even. They're not going to tell. I don't think they're going to tell, to be honest with you. I would take it until I would pass it. So when you take a polygraph test, you take it no more than 5 times and no less than 3 times the same, and then they're going to get a base on the same questions. Nina, thank you so much, my dear. Appreciate ya. Very sweet of you. Late slip. Girl, mom. Hey, girl. Good to see you, honey. Hope you're doing well. I haven't seen you in a while. No one has confirmed Katie passed her poly. Okay. Thank you. Hey, Jude. Was someone being rude? I didn't see it. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Okay, Nick said all 3 took a poly, but he did not say whether they passed or not. Okay, gotcha. Gotcha. I mean, it can't be held against you. It can't be held against you. Either way. Either way. But it's a tool. It's a tool that they use. All right. Oh, hold on one second. Let me 1 second here. Okay. Let me just play this. We're going to go to that other thing, but I just want to play this real quick.
With a belt. Mr. Proudfoot hitting Sebastian with a belt. What happened?
That was actually several years ago, and it
To
was
Mr. Proudfoot. To Mr. Proudfoot. To Mr. Proudfoot.
Yes,
Mr.
ma'am.
Proudfoot, what happened?
Oh, hold on. Hold on. Brown Eyes needs some attention. Let's give her some attention. Let's make her feel better. Grifting off Sebastian every night because his case gets you the most views and super chats. No new news. You are putting out conspiracy theories. You are seeing more You are seeing out more information. Brown Eyes, here. Let me give you a link. Let me give you a link. Come here, honey. Here you go. Let's talk. Let's have a debate. Come on up. Come on up. No, don't time her out. Well, she can still take the link. She can still take the link. Because the last thing I do is do conspiracy theories. I think it triggers them whenever you actually say the truth. Nancy just said it. Come on, Brown Eyes. Take the link. You only removed the comment. Okay, so she can still type. Oh, prickly pear. How long did you time her out? Yeah, come on down. Come on. Come on, Brown Eyes. Let's have a good debate. Let's talk about these conspiracy theories. I do. Come on. It doesn't matter if someone timed her out. She can still take the stream. She can be blocked from chat and it'll still work for the StreamYard. It's 2 different programs. I'm going to drop it again for you, Brown Eyes. There you go, honey. I want to hear about my conspiracy. Thank you, RT. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Thank you, my dear. Actually, I guess if I did drama all the time and cussed out Seth, I would probably have a lot more people in my room and a lot more money. But that's not the way I go. If I have 3 people in my room, Justin's I'm here. I'm here for it. So come on, Brown Eyes. Is it easy to do behind that keyboard? Is that what it is? I want you to genuinely come up and tell me about my conspiracies. I don't know about you, but I work during the day. Boo boo. No, they won't come up. That's exactly right. That's exactly what it is. Mm-hmm. Come on up. I'm waiting, Brown Eyes. I don't need any typing. I've dropped you 2 links. There's 2 things that I don't do on my channel. One is conspiracy, and 2 is psychics. And it's nothing personal towards psychics. I just don't think it's in the best interest of, I mean, to me, it's, it just doesn't work for me. I respect everyone's beliefs, but come on up. Yeah, they say stuff, but they're afraid to debate. Mm-hmm. Nancy finds it interesting, doesn't she? A conspiracy theory that he told her that he would take a polygraph, name the time and place, she scheduled it and everything, and was happy to pay for it. And TBI told him, no boy, no. Yeah. These people would rather be right, rather be right than hear the truth. They would rather their belief system, their feelings be soothed whenever something happened to this kid. Something happened. The FBI doesn't get involved if they walk out the door. Right? It was probably Chris. It's probably one of those. But I'm come on. You're not blocked. So don't pretend you are. You guys know I usually don't ever respond. Like ever respond. Hold on. What was this? My phone's like I want to show you something. Give me 1 second. I handed out over a 4-day period 1,000 flyers, businesses, gas pumps everywhere. Didn't do a live on it. Didn't ask for an extra penny for anything. So come on up. Come on up, Brown Eyes. I mean, you're making yourself look really dumb right now. I mean, what is it? Over 1 million sperm, and you're the first one to hit? Come on, hit the link. Come on. Let's go. Let's talk about these conspiracy theories. Be the first one to hit the link. Come on. Where's that at? Um, Come on. You don't even have to show your face. I'll put up a thing. Thank you, Candace. Thank you for gifting that, my dear. And thank you, Hey Jude, and thank you, Brandy, and thank you, RT to go. And Brown Eyes, if I see you, I don't know, in another chat room or whatever, I'll ask for you, I guess, because I guess you just like to type behind your computer. She's still watching. Of course she is. Yeah. Yeah, she's still watching. Come on. Last time. I'm gonna drop a link one more time. There you go. You don't even have to turn on your camera. I don't have to see what you look like. I'm sure if you looked any more inbred, you'd be a sandwich, but that's none of my business. I don't care. I just want to hear my conspiracy theories. Allegedly, in my opinion. Family tree look like a wreath. All right. Thank you for that, RT to go. Really appreciate you. I'm sure she will be in somewhere supporting someone that's probably screaming their something about something. Well, that's the thing, Mohawk. I don't ever let them deflect me. Really, like, have you ever seen me do this? But I don't know. I was feeling it tonight. I was feeling it. So I'm wearing leopard today. No. Not that conspiracy, Barbara. Not that conspiracy. We're talking about things that are just tinfoil hat. Right, tinfoil hat. Yeah. That's it. That's it, TJ. I felt a little primal. It happens once a year, whether I need to or not. Okay. So let's get back to not brown eyes. And listen, I'm sorry for the other brown-eyed in here, brown-eyed girls and all that. I apologize. You probably think I'm yelling at you. Well, I'm not yelling. I don't yell, but probably. I mean, look at this. I mean, he's literally right here. No, I don't like to block him. I mean, if it's something like that, come on. Let's debate. I love it. I love a good debate. I love to debate.
Oh, I'm sorry. I misunderstood. I thought you were asking me.
That was actually several years ago, and it
To
was
Mr. Proudfoot. To
To
Mr.
Mr.
Proudfoot.
Proudfoot.
To
To Mr. Proudfoot.
Yes,
Mr.
ma'am.
Proudfoot, what happened?
Oh, I'm sorry. I misunderstood. I thought you were asking Katie. Sebastian had gotten in trouble. He got caught lying. And we asked, I had asked him, I said, hey, you got to have a punishment for this.
He is, you can tell he's nervous here. Yeah. Nancy was extraordinarily calm here. Justin, you're the most patient person I've ever seen besides one other. I can't say her name on here. Oh, you can say it, of course. Yeah, I mean, you can say it. Yeah, Sandy, people, I don't bother anybody. I really don't. There's people that do lives about me all the time. Listen, fine. I don't understand why people waste their life going backward and forward with someone, I mean, that loves you, frankly, or loves to hate you and hates to love you. You know what I mean? So I've got way too much things to do. Yeah. That's one of my rules here is very few rules here other than just, be respectful. I don't like to mention any other creator, even if we don't care for them, in the chat negatively. And if it's in a positive light, fine. So that's all it is. Yep. We don't do that, Drew.
He says, yes, sir. And I said, okay. So I gave him a swat with a belt on his buttocks on the outside of his clothes. One swat.
Okay.
Edgar, your skin is hanging off your
One
bones.
swat on the rear end with a belt.
Thank you, Brianna.
Okay.
Thank you,
Listen
Emily.
to more. Was that the first time you had ever hit him with a belt?
Yes, ma'am. The one and only time, actually.
When was this?
Years ago, ma'am.
Any idea how many? 3, 10, 1?
It probably at least 3 years ago.
I don't understand how that turned into a CPS or Child Protective Services complaint. How were they alerted
I wondered that
you hit him with a belt?
That did not turn into a CPS service call.
But didn't it? I've got a lot of things I need to
Mhm.
dissect very quickly. Dave
Listen to that.
Mack, you and I have been scouring the internet.
Did you hear what Nancy just said? But didn't it? But didn't it? Thank you, Blue Angel. Thank you, my dear. Really do appreciate you. Let me tell you something. May God, seriously, on anything, I pray to God that this case is concluded very soon. Today, tomorrow, really soon. Because frankly, it's too much, right? Like it has made people lose their mind, right? I mean, in one case, you've got just creators fighting with each other and screaming at each other, and that just it just doesn't belong. I mean, and it's for hours and hours a day, right? So was so and so thank you for that, Blue Angel. I appreciate you. I don't think she knows whoever that brown eyes person was. I don't think she knows us. We're family here, and you guys are you guys are amazing to me every single day, no matter what case it is. You guys have always been supportive in every way. I've been doing this for it's my third channel. I've been doing it for 2 years, 2.5 years now. So thank you again, Blue Angel. Veronica, good to see you, honey. Thank you so much. Brown Eye Troll, we are here for Sebastian. Thank you, Veronica. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Thank you, survivors. Thank you, Donna. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Lisa. It is wasted energy. It's where I don't even know. I don't even know why I'm even continuing to speak about it. Thank you, Mona.
And speaking to various witnesses, Mr. Proudfoot tells me to my face that he hit Sebastian with a belt. This is an autistic boy.
And you know something? I have to apologize to Brown Eyes for what I just said to her. Hate it, but I have to. I shouldn't have said that earlier. I really shouldn't have said those jokes. I apologize, Brown Eyes. So there we go. Thank you, Babs. Thank you, my dear. Appreciate you.
An autistic boy. Do they, at his level of severity of autism, and I've got an expert, Courtney Lasky, is going to explain this to me. I did not teach this in law school. How would that affect a child with autism? But that said, I want to focus on what I'm hearing, Dave Mack. Help me, Dave. I'm hearing that it happened years ago. In both of those quotes where you heard Chris Proudfoot speaking, he said several years ago. Then he says, when I press him on that, he says at least 3 years ago. However, he stated a different scenario to a different person. Explain, Dave Mack.
He did a YouTube interview, and in that interview, he described the actual.
No, I don't want to be. I really believe in the saying, and I have really tried to live by this saying. And it was something that my grandmother told me a long time ago. And it's the saying is, he or she who angers you controls you. And if you let someone anger you, they are literally controlling your emotions. Don't ever give someone even a second. We're human. And that's what I really try to live by. Like, that's what I really, really try to live by. He who angers you controls you. Don't give them any power over any sort. What they say only makes it true if you validate it, right? And that still doesn't make it true, but it gives them what they want, right? It gives them what they want. So it gives them what they want. Most of them get satisfaction from conflict anyway. I know, but it's really a them problem. It's really a them problem, not so much a me problem. And that's why, I get, people get frustrated at whatever's going on in their life, or they feel so strongly that they dislike this person, uh, Seth, me, whoever, so much that, or, something's going on in their life and they just need some release, or they clearly won't say it to your face. And so we, it's the reason we go back and forth, people go back and forth, is because when you get angry, you speak or you scream or you yell or you go back, and that's a way to release stress, tension back at them, right? And so, when I said those things, um it's a way to, diss them. But I don't like being that, so I apologize, brown ass. Anyway, so okay. Thank you, Callie. Hate is evil. It is evil. And in these cases, people say, well, you're just biased. Well, something happened to Sebastian Rogers. Something happened to Summer Wells. And even though the parents are different, they're doing very similar things. Very similar behaviors. Right? You're right, Hatter's Madness. I mean, look, Mr. Foot, he's changed quite a bit in a few months, hasn't he? Yes. And one thing that does it angers me, is whenever someone hurts a child, when someone hurts someone, any person, any type of person that can't fend for themselves, that bothers me. Actually, Justin, I didn't think you were rude or disrespectful at all. I mean, I didn't say it, and I don't scream or anything like that. I'm more sarcastic with them probably than anything. But I usually don't let it. I usually don't even. I'm usually like, oh, okay, there's someone, which we rarely get people like that anyways. So I apologize. There's that. Thank you. Did I say thank you, Veronica? Thank you, Veronica. Thank you, Babs, my dear. Thank you, Candace, for gifting a pearl necklace. You received that. Thank our sweet Candace. Thank you, Sandy, my dear. It's okay. You're awesome and we love you. I love you too, Sandy. Thank you so much. And my soldier girl. Thank you so much, my dear. Appreciate you. You received one of those pearl necklaces. Make sure you thank our soldier girl. Thank her for her service as well. Gypsy, thank you so much, my dear. Yeah, very good. Oh, thank you, my dear. I appreciate you. Thank you, dear. Oh, soldier girl, thank you. Gibson, another one. Thank you, sweetie. Very sweet of you. Love you guys too. Love you guys too. If you received one of those pearl necklaces, make sure you thank our soldier girl and Candace for those gifts. Very kind of you. Also, tomorrow we will be having a members only live. It will be 30 minutes before 30 to 40 minutes before our normal show. I try to give back, little extra for you guys that give to me. In your defense, Justin, you didn't actually say anything wrong. You gave the person a chance to explain themselves. I did. Perhaps she was feeling uptight and agreed it's best not to. I was ready. I was ready, Bridget. So, anywho, I don't know. I don't need to apologize for what I go live about, how often I go live. I don't do conspiracies. I use the words that they use, right? Because it's a puzzle. It's literally a puzzle. And if it doesn't fit or it doesn't seem right, in my opinion, something is wrong. And there is just too many pieces, in my opinion, here that doesn't fit. There's too many things off, right? When you have too many things off, a mother not going and checking on her son, right? This 2-hour call, very late. You had all weekend to talk. Waking up and allegedly not seeing the bedroom lights. Come on. Or any lights for that matter, other than it looked like a little nightlight. And then you call the stepdad, you say you're too, again, their words, you say you're too out of it, I guess you will, to call the police on your own. So you 3-way call and you're on the phone together on a 3-way call, and he tells you to hurry up and get back to the house. That is not exactly, but that is what they said. That is what Katie said in the interview. Whenever you're already on the phone and you don't need for him to tell you to get back there on their way if you're on the phone with them. And then you get, they investigate all of that on the 7th or 8th day. That's when they first do their first interview, which it wasn't even with a news outlet. It was with a YouTuber. They rejected the other news outlets in the beginning. Finally did one a couple days later. A couple days later after that. But then there's no scent. There's nothing. The dad leaves. The stepdad leaves about 50 hours or so, allegedly. Well, he says he went to, where did he go? Mississippi, right? And then she left the house to be down there with him. She doesn't call the dad, bio dad, at work, his work phone number where she knew he was, and doesn't ask, hey, have you heard or seen from Sebastian? None of that either. Too many. Those are 100% things that they have stated, alleged, if you will. It's craziness. Thank you, Sharon. You really does perfect the way you are. Thank you for helping me. Thank you, my dear. I appreciate that. I cannot imagine how Seth feels. I can't imagine. Can't imagine how Seth feels. He's the parent that is out there taking the interviews, trying to get help, trying to, get people to assist to find his son. He is the one and only one out there that we see publicly doing something. He doesn't just give a comment or say no comment 3 days, 4 days or so later. Too much. It's too much. And then a car at 3 a.m. in the morning. And he left without his shoes. A Navy veteran can't call 911. She could drive. She could drive and she could stay on the phone, and she could apparently speak, and because Mr. Foote says, I was on the phone with her most or almost all the time or half the time or something like that. He said, and then he said she was speaking in the interview. So I guess she could speak to them that way with him on the phone. And she could drive, a 6,000-pound vehicle. The last time I checked, 911 isn't for Zen, right? It's not, a spa day. You're panicked. That's why you call 911. Something's going terribly wrong. $800 plus my 12-year-old cat. Oh, I'm sorry, Sharon. I'm sorry. Who doesn't call 911 first? Why three-way with SCSO? Yeah. Then jumped right. He walked out the door. Right. But then tells Nancy, she says, what do you think happened? Nancy asked her, "What do you think happened?" And she says, "I think someone got him because we would have found him. I think we would have found him in that vicinity." And what do they say about Seth? Oh, he's this, he's that. Okay, he was at work. How about that? He was at work, and there's nothing. He's taken and shown the lie detector test. He has shown the cards, his work cards. He has shown the emails. But your opinion of him makes you think, okay, explain all of that stuff that I just mentioned. Explain how you can get over that. Then tell me something about Seth. I think Dog was grieving his wife during Summer's case. He might have. I mean, he may be. Forgotten survivors. Mm-hmm. Looked at 3 minutes. Looked and 3 minutes flat, but no lights in the house. Went on. Every light in the
belt
house.
whack. And, in your interview, he said that the belt whack did not lead to a CPS call. However, in this other interview.
No, stop. I asked you about the age of Sebastian when Sebastian was hit with the belt. One thing at a time, brother. The age of Sebastian. He said it was 3 years ago.
He said in another interview that the 15-year-old boy was upset. He was in trouble. He said he's 15 and in trouble. He was describing why Sebastian was mad about the punishment, the whack. And he said, 15-year-old boy, punishment. Now, that's not 3 years ago. That's within the last 12 months.
That is within the same year that Sebastian goes missing. That also, is a like significant point.
And in your interview, Katie agreed
you
with
hear that?
She
Hold
was
on.
said a CPS call. In your interview, he said that the belt whack did not lead to a CPS call.
Listen
However, in this other interview.
No, stop. I asked you about the age of Sebastian when Sebastian was hit with the belt. One thing at a time, brother. The age of Sebastian. He said it was 3 years ago.
What, Candace?
He said in another interview that the 15-year-old boy was upset. He was in trouble.
Yes.
He said he's 15 and in trouble. He was describing why Sebastian was mad about the punishment, the whack. And he said, 15-year-old boy, punishment. Now, that's not 3 years ago. That's within the last 12 months.
That is within the same year that Sebastian goes missing. That also, is a like significant point.
And remember, December is Sebastian's birthday. Allegedly, there was a call then. Allegedly, the end of January. And then February, he goes missing. Also, court in February. Yep. My chart we did yesterday, yeah. And when I say my chart, I'm not talking about astrology. I'm talking about more like a diagram, I guess you could say. They came on YouTube to try to and Elisa, you're right. I think they think that it helps them, but I don't think that they realize what like we check like You know, we flipping through those pages, honey, right? He was barely 15. Barely 15, yes. Couple months, you know, not even 3 months.
And in your interview, Katie agreed with him. She was saying, yeah, at least 3 years.
Yes, she did. You're right.
Birthday was
You're absolutely
December
right. What? What, Seth?
His birthday, December 7th. He just turned 15.
Okay, the significance of that is that he had not been 15 that long, according to this, when he got whacked with a belt. So, does it matter when he got whacked with a belt? To me, it matters if you're telling two different stories. That's what matters. I've never been hit or hit anyone with a belt. And I remember the last time either one of my children were spanked.
That's right, Babs. I work with people, that's all I can say, that I get sometimes a little bit more stuff than others. So, and I've showed you some receipts, right, with those phone lines and all that, right? Justin, can you give your opinion? Nope. No bueno.
It was Lucy because she clobbered John David in the head with a piece of wood. She turned around and looked at me and went, "Is that it?" Basically, because I was spanking her through a huge diaper. Okay, it didn't work. So that was the last smack. Long story short, there's a whole scenario that I need to talk with Ms. Lasky about hitting a child that is autistic with a belt, or any child with a belt, for Pete's sake. But that said, what's concerning me now is two different stories. And as Dave Mack first said, we've got a CPS issue, because if you will recall, Dave Mack, and that last sound I played of Mr. Proudfoot speaking to me, I said, how did that turn into a CPS, Child Protective Services complaint? And he says that did not turn into a CPS.
Because this is, people's asked me that before. Bliss blessings. I don't understand why they do not force them, like Lori Vallow, so many days to speak on where Sebastian is. They know exactly where he is. One reason and one reason only. They said, or they allege, rather, strike the first one, they allege that he walked out of the door voluntarily. They woke up, oh my Lord, you know, where's Sebastian? I better look a minute or 3 max. And then I'll call my husband 3.5 hours away and say, Christopher, what shall we do? You know, he walked out. She did not report the children missing, right? And then when they asked her where the children were, you can't say months, weeks later, you know, they're missing. And so she makes up this thing. Oh yeah. And Kay Woodcock, yes, God bless Kay and Larry. They're the most wonderful people you will ever know or could know. And that is a major. So that's the difference. With Sebastian, just like in Summers, case, I believe, in my opinion, Summer didn't just go missing within a few minutes, and then they called 911 after they looked a few minutes. I agree, Elisa. I think she had been gone a couple hours by the time, at least a couple hours by the time they called police in Summerwell's case. No, she didn't, Babs. She didn't. New crime lover, welcome, my friend. Thank you so much for becoming a Pearl. Pearls look amazing on you. Really do appreciate you. How in the Sam Hill, I like that, world is it conspiratorial when seeing the actual individuals make statements regarding the topic? As a host in chats, we ask questions regarding statements. Geez Louise. Thank you, Factory Girl. Thank you, my dear. Really appreciate you, Crochet. You know, I don't mind, but conspiracies, that is one thing Justin does not do is conspiracies. I I don't do I don't like conspiracies because there's no listen, if you want to genuinely find truth, right? You can't go on just feelings, right? You have to know with, what is some factual basis, and the best thing you can understand is interview someone and see if it's something that could have happened or may not have happened, and try to figure out, where the kinks are in that or the in that interview. Yes, Barbara, exactly. I can't imagine her letting him whip her child with a belt. He says one and only one swat. I don't believe that, in my opinion. I don't believe it. And the reason I don't believe it is Nina's accounts, his history with being a serial matrimonist, right? That's what I say. And his general attitude, and he got so mad at Josh in the Smiley's interview and so disrespectful to women on Trish from Web Sleuths and all the women up there. He was so disrespectful, right? Exactly where you're from, yeah. And that's right. Yeah, nobody does it just one time. I mean, this is the thing, Babs. You know what I've said? If the absolute most out of line a 15-year-old ever got was he forgot or he lied to you about a freaking belt, wearing a belt to school. If that is the worst a 15-year-old ever got out of line, you should be thanking the Lord in heaven above, praising his precious name at that point. I'm just going to tell you, because that is nothing. That is nothing. Right? That got him a spanking for lying that he wore a belt, didn't wear a belt. I don't buy that. I don't buy it. Who was 15 autistic, you would never have known. Mom locked him in the house on winter day and he was, oh my God, Terry. It's terrible. I have never heard of this kind of dialogue. Who has a confrontation with a child over belts? Yeah, because listen, 15-year-old boys, I mean, I don't know about you, but I forget stuff all the time. I get in my car all the time, get halfway down the street, and I don't even be like, oh, I forgot this. I just go, "Er." I forget stuff. We forget stuff all the time. He has a chromosome deletion, is autistic, and is a teenager. He's going to forget stuff. It's crazy to me. It's crazy. Guys, I'm going to end it here. I want to thank you all so much. I really do appreciate you all so much for being here. Thank you guys so much. I will be live again tomorrow, Lord willing. Hey Thomas, good to see you. You just get in here? I'm leaving. Been here 2 hours and 8 minutes. I've got to be up early in the morning and got some things to do before I go to bed. I wonder that too, Elisa. Thank you, Hatters, Bridget, Canadian, Mohawk, Sea Star, Mong, Sandy, Brandy, Butterflies, Brianna, Canadian, Cookie, RT, Barbara and Elizabeth, Donna, Carmelita, bless you, Sandy, Beth Ann, Mona, Fine Summer. Where is he? Okay, sorry, I was going too fast. Donna again, Trina, Lolo, Brandy, Wist, Forgotten DV, Where You From, Hatters, Babs, June, Thomas, Donna, Closer to Ya, Sharon, Brandy and Indy, Pamela, Pooh Bear, Jen, the other Sharon, Samantha, Lisa, Dina Lynn, Lolo, Brenda, Carmelita, Miss Michelle. Thank you for 5 continuous months, my dear. Thank you. Shirley, Trina, Stephanie, CB, Hey Jude, Heather, 1-800, DBI Fine, Summer Wells, Whispering Winds, Lisa, Callie, where am I? Just Me, Butterfly Kisses, Where You From? SL, Mona, Humming, Humans, Beings, Shaver Rights. Is that what it is? Human Being Shaver Rights. Shaver? Is it like shaving? Second to No One, Carmelita, Rebecca, Beaverly, Pamela, Elisa, Faye, Butterflies are free to fly, Lady, Miss DMT, Stephanie, Hatters, He Jude, Looking Glass, Cecilia, Callie's, Wild Child, Miss Seeker. Good night, everyone. Human beings have rights. What did I say? It looks like it says shave rights. Human beings, SHAVE, shave rights. Look what it says. It still says shave instead of have. Human being shave rights. I thought it was weird. Can you get the join link? Yeah. I was like, human being shave rights. I was like, maybe he's like a shaving creator or something. You shave too? I have to shave my face every day before I get even ready for you guys. Then I have to do my skincare. Then I have to plaster myself up. And I have to tear it all down. It's exhausting. But it says you can say human being shave rights. Thank you, Dark Alley. Instead of human beings, it's just human being shave rights. You're never going to look at that again, are you? The same. I just got my blonde done. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you, Miss TMT. Appreciate it. Yes, you can say that. I'm gifted. Just telling you that. All right, guys. I love you. Thank you, Brianna. Listen, we're portable and we can go with you with the Lord too, Dana. You probably would listen. I don't know. I probably wouldn't either. You ruined it for me too, Justin. See? Human being shave rights. Lady for justice. You look good. All right, guys. Love you all. Appreciate you. I will see you guys. Link to join. Crazy times. Does anyone got the link to join? I'm late. Have to watch the replay. Well, Detroit City, I get a little spicy tonight. I get a little spicy tonight. It rarely happens with me. Can't leave before the chicken party. This chicken is chickened out. I want to be a nugget. Wild child wasp. It's the shirt. Yeah, I was feeling catty. Oh, hold on one second. Who became tickled pink? Thank you, darling. Appreciate you. Welcome to the family. I have hair rights. I have hair rights. Yes. All right, guys. Thank you, Barbs. Thank you so much. We have off days. Yeah, we do. Her pearls are sparkling pink. That's right. All right, guys. Love, loves. Good night, and God bless each and every one of you. I'll probably be live 10, 11-ish in the morning. You don't see a join button. Hey, crazy times. Are you on a laptop, or are you on an Apple device or a Android device? Link is above. Someone said. I don't know. There we go. There we go. Canadian cookie. There we go. 1 more week till PCB vacation. What's PCB vacation? Yes, Apple, you have to go through Chrome. Yeah. That's why. If you are a creator and you have an Apple, it makes it rough for you. Just found crowd. Yes. Throughout the day, YouTubers found Crouch. They've had almost 10 days to find him. Now they're taking credit. Trust me, she found him. They found him. I've seen the video. He was, what do they say? Dead as 4 o'clock or something like that. Oh, Panama City Beach. You guys know I don't get the abbreviations very good. I just said shaving something a minute ago. I don't remember what it was. At work, we used to keep a packet of Meow Mix at our cubicle and would leave it over at sometimes when they said something catty, you'd keep it until the next catty remark. That's funny. Oh, that'll be nice, Nana Banana. That'll be nice. Yeah, I think, well, that guy found him. They were a couple. And she says, oh, my Lanta. She was like, oh, my Lanta. Oh, my Lanta. And I say my Lanta a lot as well. Oh, my Lanta. And I was like, you can tell she's pretty close to where I live from saying that. All right, guys. I love you. Love you. Love you. Love you. Get some sleep. We got to be up early. That is the door now. Yep. We say that is too. Yeah. Where can I watch? Here, I'll give you the link. 1 second. Shit. Where is it at? 1 second. Let me find it. The Justin YouTubers Hatfield McCoy Museum Adventures. Yeah, they're called Hatfield and McCoy Museum Adventures. Here. I still didn't get to show y'all the whole thing, the reason I came live today. Good. My God. Let me tell you guys something. Two hours ago, here's the link. 2 hours ago, 2 hours and 19 minutes ago, I watched this video. It had 5,000 views. 2 hours. It now has 108,762 views. Has Nancy ever been wrong? Like, really? Nope. Oh my God. They had like 3,000 subscribers. Now they have 14,000. I think they had like 3,000. Yes, yes, exactly. They had 3,000 subs. Now they have 14. Wow. They worked hard though. Yeah, they're funny. They're funny. They're like they're good people. You can tell they're just good country folk. Good country folk, right? There it is. All right, guys. Good night. God bless. Love you all. Appreciate you.